From clarkwoods.com, this is... What's the name of the show again?
It's horribly off topic.
I'm Steve.
No, you're Chris.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Steve.
And this is horribly off topic.
Right. This is the show we do once a week, except for this past month.
I've missed you, Steve.
I saw you a little bit because your brother was in town. So.
Yes. We hung out and we ate
barbecue.
We cooked out. We cooked out Mexican style.
Yes, we hung out on the 5th of May or
Cinco de Mayo.
And then at work, we had a Diez de Mayo celebration.
Yeah.
Because why
not? I mean, you can get twice as drunk.
Well, I didn't have anything to drink because they didn't have any hard liquor. So.
Wait, you can't have a beer, Steve? When did this happen?
It happened before we stopped doing the show, Chris. I haven't had a beer since the pinball championship on... the 31st of March.
Oh my goodness. Not that you're counting.
No, not at all. It's been almost 2 months.
Almost 2 months since you've had a beer.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
It's, the beer, I've still been drinking, but fucking last weekend, last Sunday, I had, because say you get you get a worse hangover when you're doing keto or whatever the fuck we're supposed to call it.
You say taquito, I say tacato. So you get a worse hangover.
We went up to Fun Spot.
And you're doing keto
last weekend, and I had a lot of vodka sodas.
Oh, you can have those.
Yes, because vodka is 0 carbs. But the trick about
isn't vodka made out of potatoes?
Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But the way it's distilled and all that
gets rid of the carbs.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like sugar alcohols or something like that, but that's different and your body doesn't metabolize it the same way.
Okay.
I drank a lot of those, and the problem is that, your body when you're drinking alcohol, your body doesn't burn fat. So if I was to drink every day, I probably would not lose weight.
Okay. That's important to know. That's good to know. I thought it was going to go the other way, which was I misheard it, and I was like, when you drink alcohol, your body does burn fat, and I was like, oh, I should just drink. Which
is why when you're drinking stuff with lots of carbs, like a beer or whatever else,
you get the beer belly.
Because you're consuming lots of carbohydrates, which are eventually going to turn into fat,
right?
And also aren't burning the fat. So when you're drinking stuff like hard liquor with no mixer, with no sugar or anything in the mixers, you're just not burning fat.
Just not burning fat, and you're getting drunk.
Yes.
Now you get
really quickly, and so, but Sunday morning, I was fucking. I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I did some stuff around the house. Becky did some yard work, but I was just useless.
Yeah. Did she also drink?
Yes, but she didn't drink as much because she drove.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
all right.
She was being responsible.
Got it. But I was only asking in the service of knowing, did she also have a hangover?
No, because she didn't,
when she had to drive
at the end of the night when I was still because when you're drinking, you don't realize that you shouldn't drink anymore.
That is one of the hallmarks of drinking. Yes.
This past Tuesday at pinball, I had I had 3. I had 3 drinks over the course of I got there at 5 and I left at almost 10.
Yeah.
So I was good, and I was drinking seltzer water in between each drink.
Right.
And so I wasn't even by the time I got back to my car, because I had to take the train back to the alewife to get to my car.
Yeah.
So by the time I get back to my car, I doubt I even have any alcohol left in my system.
Right.
So you have to plan when you're drinking on
But
keto.
You should probably plan in advance of drinking, because planning while you're drinking doesn't lead to great plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to plan in advance. I'm only going to have this many because if I have more, then it's going to be problematic.
Right. You got to stick to the plan, too. Yeah. Which is hard when you're drinking.
Yeah.
It's hard to do a lot of stuff when you're drinking.
Yeah, well, it was
except drink more.
Apparently, it wasn't that hard for me to play pinball that night because
really,
I got I tied for first in the group, so we both got 30 points out of 40. I had 30 last week too. And I currently, and this may or may not stand, I currently have the high score for the season for the Star Trek machine.
Star Trek. Oh, okay. Star Trek.
It's the new Star Trek. The based on the new slew of movies Star Trek.
Oh, so it has Chris Pine,
Yeah.
or Chris Hardwick, or Chris Hemsworth.
He is normally it's Chris Pine, and he's normally on the back.
Chris Evans.
No,
Which Chris is it?
Pine, the one that was in Wonder Woman.
Oh, okay. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's Chris Clark. He's normally.
I'm the only one that Zoe Saldana hasn't collected. You see that meme go around where she's collected all the Hollywood Chris's? I mean, I'm not a Hollywood Chris, so I guess I don't count.
Well, you're actually an Earl, so. Don't forget.
What were you?
Normally, Chris Pine is on the back glass along with the rest of the cast of that movie franchise.
Yes.
But Mitch, the guy who owns the machine, changed the back glass to a bunch of cats.
A bunch of cats in Starfleet uniforms, or just a bunch of cats?
Of course, in Starfleet uniforms.
Oh, now that would be an interesting. So did any? Oh no, this is New Trek. So nobody had a visor. There was not a.
No, this isn't Next Generation.
There was not a black cat with a visor.
That's racist.
How is that racist?
Why did you just call him Kunta Kinte?
Now that's racist.
No, that's his real name. If I had called him Toby, that would have been racist.
Oh, okay. Yes, yeah. Did you know that that speaking of Kunta Kinte and racism and colonizers and all of that, so the Blu-ray or the digital, the director's commentary for Black Panther apparently Ryan Coogler revealed that one of the things they did, and they were very careful about colors and which colors people wear, that all of the outsiders wear blue, which symbolizes the ocean, which symbolizes the colonizers. So even in a scene where you've got Everett Ross, played by what's his butt? Not Andy Serkis, and you've got Andy Serkis. They're both wearing blue, and Everett Ross is supposed to be a good guy. He's supposed to be on our hero's sides. Unlike not Andy Serkis. Two knots equals Andy.
The guy from Office.
The guy from Sherlock.
Yeah, the Office.
Who's not Sherlock. Watson.
No shit.
Anyways, but later on, the guy who plays Everett Ross is wearing not blue, and he's to show sort of progression of his character. He is no longer totally an outsider.
Ryan Coogler sounds like some sort of dish.
A dish best served cold?
I don't know. It's not a gazpacho.
He sounds like a dish
or like a drink. Like, could I get Ryan Coogler?
Oh.
Or could I get the...
That's racist.
Could I get the Ryan Coogler?
Could I get the Ryan Coogler? Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if Zoe Saldana is like, could I get the Chris Pine? Could I get the Chris Evans? Could I get the Chris Rock?
She was in a movie with Chris Rock.
I don't know if she was in a movie with Chris Rock, but she was definitely in one with Pine, Hemsworth, Evans, and Parks and Rec guy.
Is he a Chris?
Yeah, he's a Chris, right? Isn't he?
I thought he was Andy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Andy Samberg, isn't he?
No, Guardians of the Galaxy, the Jurassic World dude. Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt. Why are there so many Chris's?
I don't know. The Hollywood Chris's. It's like the Coreys for an older generation.
But the Coreys were considerably less successful.
Well, but they were not in the hearts and loins of well, not that they weren't successful in the loins, but they were successful in the hearts of many girls our age growing up. They
reading Tiger Beat.
Yeah, they loved the Coreys. It was a thing. Totally a thing.
Yeah,
you didn't love the Coreys?
License to Drive.
Amen, brother. That is that's
if you're a lady that listens to this show and you have feelings about either Corey Haim or Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
And if you have feelings for Corey Feldman, then you might have feelings for me because I apparently look like him.
I was. Not
I think
aware
I'm
of
actually at this point in my life. Like, I mean, I'm younger than him, but looking at how fucking weird he looks now,
Yeah.
I'm definitely better looking than he.
But he's been through
now.
some shit.
Yeah, he's been through some shit.
I mean, not that you haven't been.
I've been through some shit,
but I think
like except really any drug use.
Yeah, no, I mean Corey Feldman might have been through Michael Jackson's shit. Like that's that's. Yeah, no. So Cat Trek. Cat Trek.
I got like 83 million, which
okay.
there's like scoring points in that game is not necessarily easy.
Yeah.
Unless you're fucking Bowen Cairns and
Bowen Cairns.
I've talked about Bowen before.
Bowling Cairns.
Yes, Bowling Cairns.
Bowling Cairns. What when you bowl a Karen, is that when you like get the 3, the 5, and the 6 pin, but not any of the others? Is that Bowling Cairns?
Yes, that's Bowling Cairns.
Bowling Cairns.
But you can only get that in Candlepin or Duckpin.
Okay, got it. I want the next
it
time.
It has to take place in New England.
Next time I do one of those, I want to bowl a Karen.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe Bowen can bowl with you.
So when you mentioned Cat Trek before the show, and I wrote it down, what I was thinking of was the other night I came home and my older daughter had picked out for a movie for all of us to watch.
Bowling for Columbine? Oh wait, no. Too soon.
No, it's never too soon.
15 years later.
Or it's always too soon.
Yes.
Yeah. No, we watched Inside Out. And of course, Inside Out. And my daughter had the nerve to watch till the end of the movie, and then she really wanted to watch the short films that are also on the Blu-ray. Not Blu-ray in our case, it's the Apple, the iTunes version. And I said, you can't do that. You got to let me watch the credits, because the credits are one of the best parts of Inside Out, because in the credits you see what's happening on the inside of a cat's head. And in the inside of a cat's head, there's just a bunch of cats disinterestedly wandering around in the background, and then there's the one cat that's, stepping all over the console and making the cat that they're controlling act crazy. And so when you said Cat Trek, I was thinking of those cats, except they were dressed up like Starfleet officers, and they're maybe navigating the inner space of another cat, Martin Short, Dennis Quaid. Is that inner space?
Sure.
Yeah. So they're the Cat Trek people are cats inside another cat.
All right. So the funny thing you're trying to say is Meowkitso.
Do I have to drink?
No, that was Star Trek.
Oh, Meowkitso. As in like Kit Meowso.
No, make it so only with meow if I have to explain it. Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, people have missed this, Steve.
We need a break.
Let's go to an ad break here. This episode of Horribly Off Topic is brought to you by...
I think like one of these days when we get more than dozens of listeners, we could get Meowndies and be like, I could tell everybody Meowndies. They're Meowndies for kitties.
Oh, sorry. Continue. Meowndies.
Your kitty will love the nice feel of Micro Modell when they're having their kitty period, I suppose. And you put underwear on a cat.
Is that when you put underwear on a cat?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah.
Because if you haven't fixed your animal,
right.
Animals still get periods.
That's true.
If you have a lady animal, so you have to put a little diaper on them or something.
It must be hard.
What?
To have a kitty period. I mean, it's hard to have any period, I imagine, but a kitty period. I mean, it's hard for the cat, and it's hard for. Am I being kitty normative in some way?
I don't know.
No, I mean, but a kitty having a period is hard for everybody. The kitty can't take care of itself in that way.
You can't put a little kitty tampon with his little paw. Did I have a streak of show titles? His little kitty tampon in contention.
I think it's got to be now. I was too busy laughing to write that one down, but little kitty tampon.
So your kitty will love Micro Modell on their little kitty behind.
Yeah.
But you won't be able to see their asshole while they're walking around.
Which, of course, is the whole point of having a cat.
Is to look at their asshole.
Is to look at their asshole, right?
Right. That's what I mean. Hey, you know.
I mean, if I wasn't so busy sneezing whenever a cat walked by, I would probably look at its ass to see whether or not all the shit had come off. I think I'd be weirded out, and that's why I would not have a cat, because I would be able to see that like little fraction of fecal matter that was still attached to the fur, and I'd be like, nope, can't have a cat. I mean, I guess that's why I couldn't have a dog either. A dog, probably, if you stared at its ass, you could see all the shit that didn't come off.
Your brother's dog used to constantly lick his balls and ass, so, you know, like our friend Yucko used to say that the dog was drinking from a magical margarita, which was never ending.
He loved the taste of his own balls.
Yeah, he would just like be like, he would take breaths every once in a while.
I remember that. There's a lot of things I've forgotten about that dog, and you're reminding me right now.
Yako's dog was a big old fluffy, like husky kind of dog. And I remember he had like a little bit of poo on his fur in the back. And
animals are so gross.
And well, you know, a big fluffy dog, it's gonna happen. And so Dan was like, "All right, I'll hold the dog. You cut off the poo hair."
Oh, cut it off? Not just like find some way to get it off? Like get a hose or something?
No, you're gonna cut off that fur. Plus, so the next time the dog has like diarrhea, there's not gonna be all over the fur because the fur's not gonna be fucking there.
Yeah, but that's gotta hurt when it's growing back in, Steve.
It's not. We weren't shaving it off. We were cutting it with scissors.
Cutting it off. Okay, all right.
So I'm like, what are you? Are you out of your fucking mind? But I was like, are you fucking mind? I'm gonna hold your dog. You're gonna cut off the shit hair.
And did it work out?
Yes.
And you held the dog.
I held the dog, and I gave him a little shuka under his chin.
Oh.
While he was getting poop hair cut off his butthole.
Because that's got to be uncomfortable, getting poop hair cut off your butthole. Have you ever cut poop hair off of your butthole?
No.
No?
I don't have that much hair in my ass.
Oh, I have a lot of hair in my ass.
Becky was noticing, because like I have been losing weight, and she noticed. She's like, the hair on your back looks a little bit more full now.
Because
I have less back, I suppose.
Oh, okay.
And so it's the same amount of hair. Less back equals more full back hair.
Less back equals more hair. Less back equals more hair.
Because I think my beard looks more full as well since I've like.
Well, have you shaved recently?
No, I trimmed it.
Trimmed it. Okay, yeah.
But it still looks more full because I have less face.
Less face.
But same amount of hair.
There was something different. I could tell.
Yeah, I trimmed it on Thursday.
Okay. Less back equals more. I got to write these things down. I need all the advice I can get for less back.
Do you have black hair? Do you have back hair?
I do have back hair. I have hair everywhere except for where I shaved it off recently because I was very itchy. And that didn't work.
Was it junk hair?
It was junk hair.
Oh.
Yeah, no. This was
Did you do like a trimmer, or did you use a razor like you would use on your face?
Well, no, I used a trimmer at first, and then I did the razor. Yeah,
I don't know about that.
I see. Here's the thing: so I thought it was. And it might have been to some extent. I thought there was some jock itch problems going on down there, and I'm just generally an itchy person. I've had eczema and not psoriasis, seborrheic dermatitis, and all sorts of fun things to say that aren't fun to have because they make me itch like crazy.
Shit makes you itch.
That shit makes you itch. And so I had the brilliant idea that if I could get rid of all the hair, I could apply treatment more easily because I wouldn't be trying to sift through the hair to get the whatever cream or whatever on the spots that were itchy. Now
I just had a fucking visual.
You're welcome. Now this.
So yeah, it's just like.
Just combing through.
You just got to get a machete.
Yeah. It's all like the 70s up in there, and then all of a sudden it was like the 90s. Heading for the wild, wild west. but the idea in theory was all right because initially I was like, oh, there's the pinkish reddish spots that are really itchy, and I can apply the appropriate medicinal ointment, and all is well. But the next day,
when it started growing back,
everything was itchy. And so that one little spot that I was trying
if you weren't a person that dislikes Seinfeld because you watched the finale, which is by far...
Which is exactly the kind of person I am.
Which is by far the worst episode of Seinfeld. You're like, let's judge a show by its worst episode.
There was... what did somebody tweet back at me this week? Okay, it was directly related to this because the anniversary of the Seinfeld finale was this week.
Because it not only was a bad episode as far as the regular part, I mean, it was just, and it was also a flashback episode, which when you're watching a flashback episode without the fucking context of the episode that it came from, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Which is why that second episode of Clerks was really great, because they were doing flashbacks to things that never happened, and which made it funny.
Yeah, I want to find it fucking...
You're like, oh, you get to see Soup Nazi, and everybody's like, whoa, yeah, Soup Nazi. But like watching the rest of that episode is just better. Yeah. And then like fucking Elaine with the armoire.
You fucked Elaine with an armoire? I did not know about this.
No, I've never had sex with Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Oh, but if you had, it would have been with an armoire.
Armoire is a piece of furniture, Chris.
I am aware.
And it's much larger than a person.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, the JJs are stretchy. If it was a really tiny armoire,
yeah, I mean, you can get a baby.
It was like from a doll set.
You can get a
armoire.
baby out of there. You're not gonna get a fucking thing that's bigger than the person.
I'm saying if it was like a baby armoire, if it was
like doll furniture.
Yeah, it was like doll furniture. Where is this tweet, motherfucker?
You tweet too much. That's the problem.
Well, no, I'm looking for somebody replying to me. I need the advanced. Anyway, they were very funny, and I wanted to give them credit for the very funny thing that they said, and now I can't.
You could paraphrase and then say
because somebody had tweeted something about search filters. Yeah, advanced search tweets.
This is thoroughly entertaining.
It is very entertaining radio. This is 2 ECC 1977.
That's his Twitter handle.
Oh, no. That's mentioning ECC 1977 with the word...
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld. Let's see if that brings it up.
What did you get?
All right. I think I found it.
Good.
This is from Ryan Saucier on Twitter. He is at Flyin' Saucier, and he said... So his initial thing was, 20 years ago today, I had a party for the Seinfeld finale and learned the nature of disappointment. I quoted that tweet and wrote, still the only episode of Seinfeld I've ever watched. Sat in my friend's living room with her family and boyfriend and with my then girlfriend, now wife. Wondered what the hell I was watching. Decided I never needed to revisit that show. To which Ryan Saucier replied, I can relate. I had a bad meal once and decided I would never eat food again. See, I told you it was worth it. Thank you, Ryan Saucier. That was, yeah.
But there's an episode where Jerry shaves his chest and it grows back thicker and fuller and itchy.
There is an episode of it's a film, actually not an episode, called The 40-Year-Old Virgin, where they make a man-o'-lantern out of Steve Carell.
The 40-year-old version?
40-year-old virgin.
Oh, I thought you said version.
The 40-year-old version of me. This is the 40-year-old version of me. Take it or leave it, Steve. The 40-year-old version of me.
I'm going to be the 40-year-old version in a year and some change.
You are. Well, how's that feel?
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't know.
At least I'm finally getting hitched before 40.
This is true. You're not going to be the 40-year-old virgin anymore.
But I'm going to I've been talking about this so when and if we have children. I'm going to be old man dad.
You are going to be old man dad if you have children. That's okay. I'm kind of old man dad. I had kids later in life than a lot of my contemporaries.
No, what are you talking about?
We struggled for a while. We were married at like 23, 24. We didn't have kids until we were almost 30.
Yeah, but a lot of people that I know are having kids in their mid 30s. So
I said my contemporaries. I'm a little bit older than you.
Just a teeny bit, and so like that's the 5-year gap of having children.
Yeah. If you had a 5-year gap, you could fit an armoire in there. Was that trying too hard? Mm-hmm. Okay. I fear I'm becoming a little bit like my dad because I'm starting to laugh at my own jokes. I'm able to cut it off. Like just then, I did a little hee or whatever. It wasn't that high, but I'm able to stop it. But I'm fearful that as I get older, that trait it's just genetically in me. I'm going to start laughing at my own jokes.
I like your dad telling jokes to a certain extent. Like I like getting him going, getting him riled up. But then
yes, I know you do.
Yeah, I'm sure your mother and your wife don't like that.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, like I like getting them going, but like at a certain point, I'm done, and I don't know how to turn the
you don't
switch.
know how to stop.
I don't know how to get them to stop.
There's no off switch. Yeah. That's the important thing to recognize.
Like, cause like I'm like, this is really funny for maybe 15, 20 minutes.
It's like one of those wind up ducks with the feet or whatever. Like you ever have one of those wind up toys where like you can wind him up, but he's not stopping. There's no way to stop a wind-up toy.
You could knock him over, his feet are still going to be going.
Yes, exactly. There's no way to stop a wind-up toy. That's not a title. That's just part of the description. No way to stop a wind. So we got horribly off topic. Somewhere along the line, I don't remember what the topic was. We were talking about Cat Trek and pinball and
all sorts of
fun stuff. So, and shaving and why I shaved. I shaved, Steve, after I went for a bike ride last Saturday.
Or at least it wasn't before.
Went for the bike ride. No, I wanted to get my exercise in, and I basically had the day to myself. I forget. Oh, they were going off to a Ren fair. Stephanie and the kids.
Why didn't you want to go? Didn't you want to see some pushed up and together boobies?
Some buxom boobies? No, I did not. I wanted
to see no boobies.
I wanted desperately to ride the bike trail to the end of the line. That's what I wanted to do. So get the
end of the line.
The Ren Fair was not even supposed to happen until this weekend. They were going to go this weekend, but then all of a sudden it changed to we're going to go last Saturday. I was like, but I really wanted. I've been wanting for a month or more, and just the weather hasn't been great, or I've been busy. I want to go ride this bike trail, and so I wanted to do that more than I wanted to go to a Ren Fair. So we kind of split our separate ways.
That's fine. You're grown ups and you can do that.
So I rode the bike trail, and it did not end at your house, Steve.
Oh.
It ended.
Well, it doesn't end here.
I mean, but it didn't take me to your house.
Oh.
It stopped.
Well, we weren't home anyways. So.
Okay. Well, it's fine. If it had taken me there, I would have been able to be like, take a picture of my bike outside Steve's house.
And you wanted to get the end of the line jackpot.
I wanted to yes, and I hoped that the traveling Wilburys would come back to life. Those of them that are dead already.
That's a good idea.
They would sing "End of the Line."
I'll suggest that Mitch change the soundtrack to Tron to the traveling Wilburys. So, like when you hit the end of the line jackpot,
you get the end of the line.
You get they play that song.
I think that would be good.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah, that is exactly how it goes.
We have an email, you know.
We do have an email, and we should get to it. But I just that's what I did last Saturday. And eventually, maybe if we have time after the email, I'll tell you what I did this Saturday. Because I am just the king of doing awesome things on Saturdays now.
All right.
I rode my bike
I'm
18 miles round trip last Saturday. And what I did yesterday was even more impressive than that.
Well, oh, wow.
But we're going to hold off. You got to stay tuned because we want to do the email. Because we got to give time for the email.
All right, let's do the email now.
Because it's just the email is proof that you guys have missed us.
Yes, at least that one of you
has missed us. So I want to find that email. There it is. There's the email. Should I read it?
Tunes, games, email.
No? Okay. This is an email from a friend of the show, Brian. Brian writes, with no subject, by the way. No subject. He was just so anxious to get this off that he did not bother to put a subject line in.
That was me the last time I was jerking off.
Oh, you're just so anxious
to get this off.
Why were you so anxious to get it off?
I don't know.
To take it off.
Just trying to make a joke.
Just trying to make a joke. I'm trying to ruin it.
Yeah, thanks.
Did I do it?
Yes.
I succeeded? Nice. Brian writes, welcome back. I missed you guys. How have you been? I think we've answered that, right?
Yeah, we've
explained.
We've been good.
Yeah, we've been good. I'm on a different medicine to make me feel better.
Is it good?
It's all right. It's different. It's the same medicine I was on a few years ago, and it's having the same side effect that it had a few years ago, which is not fun.
Which is diarrhea.
No, it has the side effect of sexual dysfunction.
Oh, well, like sexual dysfunction in the sense where you can't not get
no, it's where I can't. I because I am not what's his butt DJ Khaled. I have ways, and I'm always about getting my wife there, regardless. So I just say that my wife comes first. That was a good pun. I did not mean that. I did not mean it as a pun. So my wife comes first, and very often lately, since I've switched to this new medicine, she is the only one that comes.
All right, that's a
but nice
amount of information.
But
Chris,
other than that,
thank you for sharing.
But other than that, I've been fine. Thank you for asking, Brian.
Cool. I've been pretty much the same. I've lost weight.
Yeah.
You have
a fuller beard,
a fuller back hair,
fuller back hair, a fuller back beard.
Back beard. Yep.
That's the Fuller
that's
Brush
the new
Company.
One Piece villain. Back beard.
That might be even better. Back beard. All right. So Brian writes, I've been okay. The end of the semester kicked my ass, and then there was a break between finals and the summer semester, so the beginning of the Maymester also is kicking my ass. Fucking neoliberalization of higher ed is getting to be some straight up bullshit. What are your thoughts?
Well, you work in higher education, so you might...
I want to say what that mean. I mean, neoliberalization.
I think you're missing a syllable.
No, it says Oh, you're right. Neoliberalization.
Yes, there we go. So, like, neoliberalism, which is, like liberals that embrace capitalism, I think.
Oh, those fucking liberals. Are those kind of liberals? Those guys are assholes.
Most liberals nowadays are that kind of liberal.
Yeah. Oh, so in that case, yeah. I mean, we gotta more semesters and cram more people in more classrooms
so
and make more money. Yeah, no, that is some straight up bullshit.
Well, that's what those are the kind of things that annoyed me. I mean, Brian went on to more higher education, but in our undergrad, our college was a state school, so it was. It wasn't a private university, but still, I mean, they were in the business of at least making some money.
Yeah.
And like things that annoyed me were just like the fucking like landscaping, and I'm like, they were constantly doing landscaping like around campus to make it look pretty, and I'm like, like we know what's better than the campus looking pretty, like having like paying your professors and like
that'd be nice
and. Letting them teach, classes that they want to do and the way they want to do it and fucking, I don't know.
But that doesn't look good on
it. And, not giving fucking parking tickets every 5 seconds.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I remember my friend Liz, she would often, I think almost every week, get a parking ticket outside of our dorm.
Yeah. It's we're in an age where the marketing department of the university, regardless of what university you're talking about, is on the rise and or has been on the rise, and marketing seems to dictate and drive everything. I don't want to get fired, so I don't know how much I want to say here, but like I feel like sometimes at some theoretical universities, the marketing department will want to restructure a website a specific way so it looks pretty. To the same thing that you're talking, they want the lawns to look pretty. They want and not think about the actual distribution of information.
So it's style over substance.
Style over substance, exactly. They want to get as many people to click on say a link to get more information as possible, right? Because they are driven by numbers. and they want to see the numbers of people requesting information go up, but they don't really care about what happens further on down the line when the people in admissions and then the people in the individual programs have to try and convert those very soft leads who just wanted a little bit more information into actual customers/students.
Yeah, but like,
and so they at this theoretical university might have taken lots of information off of the website to make people click that stupid thing so that they can make their numbers look good. And it may be that the person doesn't really, this is not the program for them, but you made them click a goddamn thing so your numbers look good, but the usability of your damn website isn't all that great.
You're not a plate of croissants. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, could you get me something to eat before I gnaw my fucking hand off? You brain candy?
Never seen it.
Oh, the Kids in the Hall movie?
Yeah, no, I've never seen it.
It has its problems.
The Kids in the Hall were John's thing. I wasn't allowed to like the Kids in the Hall.
Fucking enough with this. Like, you're two grown-ups. You can like the same things.
No, apparently not. Because once I started liking Nine Inch Nails, he didn't like Nine Inch Nails as much anymore.
Nine Inch Nails.
Oh,
we'll come back to that later.
We'll come back to that later. We will. We'll find out exactly how much I like Nine Inch Nails.
Yeah, but I mean, I get it. It sucks that everything has to be a fucking business.
Yeah.
Like, everything has to be like in the pursuit of profit or whatever.
Right.
And it sucks because like there are things like higher or any sort of education that do not thrive in that environment.
Well, and not to take it outside of higher education for just a second, I as an author have been torn. We've talked about before being torn between the two worlds of putting stuff out myself and putting things out through the traditional publication machinery. But within the path that I've chosen, which is kind of putting things out myself, there are these two diverging ways of making art and making money off of your art in the world. And the one of them is that I think falls in line with this fucking neoliberalization that we're talking about, in the sense that there are people out there who are just writing book after book after book, creating content. My least favorite fucking word in the world right now. They want to create content and more content and more content so that they can suck people in, and they'll tell you about it every goddamn other tweet on their Twitters or their what.
You're listening to Horribly Off Topic.
and so but the other approach is to go after your theoretical reader, student, customer one at a time and try to form a relationship. And yes, that does not scale as well, but that is the way to form quality relationships and even customer relationships, because not so much anymore, but when I first became an Apple devotee, right, there was a lot of effort put into creating each Apple customer. And so I am now sort of an Apple customer for life because they did everything right and everything possible to sort of on a one-on-one basis to make me an Apple lover. Now at scale, because they're a much bigger company.
What do you drill a hole in the apple?
You drill a hole in the apple and you fuck it.
No,
you put an armoire in it.
No.
So should we get back to Brian's email?
Sure.
Let's wrap up the
thing is, like, you know,
the college thing.
Like the way we're doing this show, I mean, we don't make any money off this. It would be nice if like some average, and we'd probably handle it the same way like a Bill Burr does. Like if some advertiser wants to come on and say, we'll say Meowndies are fucking great for my cat's pussy, or like Stamps.com is so much better than
for sending my cat to,
going to the post office.
For me, it's so much better for sending back defective cat tampons.
Yeah, gross. Yeah, so we could say
you gotta mark those biohazard. If they ask you if there's anything perishable or potentially hazardous, I think you got to declare that shit.
It's cat period blood.
It's cat period blood.
If like, you know, if one of those companies wants to advertise with us and like doesn't like the way we're advertising,
right,
then they obviously can say fuck you.
Yes.
And you know, if it's something that we definitely aren't in any way interested in, like if it was like What's something like that that's on a podcast that you listen to that you don't think you could, in good conscience, advertise?
That's a good question. So many. I don't listen to as many podcasts anymore. A lot of them talk about Squarespace, which I can recommend because that's where our show is hosted. Yeah. What I'm trying to think of the ones that I skip a lot. There's a lot of because a lot of the podcasts I listen to are tech based, and a lot of that tech audience are dudes. There's a lot dudes with disposable income. There's a lot of high priced not fashion club, but that's the word I'll use.
The box of
like
clothes.
The box, yeah, and the stuff. I've gone, I've been interested enough because I would like to dress better.
But those are really expensive.
They're really expensive, and so I could never recommend that shit because I think they're overcharging.
Yeah, and I don't think the schlubs that we are. I don't think that.
Yeah.
Or maybe they could convince us. Maybe they could, in a marketing meeting, say, "You guys would be so considerably less schlubs if you wore these clothes."
If you wore our $300 shirts, or our silver lined underwear.
No, I wouldn't mind the micro modal, but don't give me any sort of precious metal in my underwear.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sustainably
sustainably storked.
This is where we'd have problems with the copy because it's sustainably sourced, and from beech trees. I don't know where the fuck they get.
I don't know. Maybe from pine trees. Maybe,
maybe from
Chris Pine.
So if we had advertisers and they were not we would still do the show the way we wanted to do it,
right?
And it Bill Burr always talks all the time about how he said cunt too many times in a read, and they didn't like that, so they said the heck with you.
Yeah.
And you know what? He's not going to change who he is.
Right.
For the advertising, it's cool that they're paying him some money.
Yeah.
But what basically it is for a chance for him to spitball ideas and to say, I'm going to be in fucking the Wilbur Theater the weekend you're in weekend before you get married.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be able to go.
Oh
wait, no, he's going to be at the Garden.
He's going to be at the Garden?
Yeah. I forgot.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking big time now.
Big time Burr. That's what they call him.
Or is
big
it?
Time
No,
Burr.
it's
the Schubert?
No, it's definitely the Garden, but I think it's the day before we get married. I think it's the Friday.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Yeah,
that might be.
I think that might be rehearsal dinner. Yeah. You're let's have it at
Bill Burr.
Yeah, we'll sit at North Station at the bar.
We'll hear the laughter all the way from downstairs, from upstairs, wherever it's coming from.
But yeah. So yes.
So it all comes back to the fact that
make your art. If you can make money doing it, that's a bonus. But don't intend to do it, and don't make it the be all end all. Because if you want to, as an artist, the be all end all is having, pride, being proud,
and as a college,
being proud as of what you've done, and maybe getting some accolades from others that have enjoyed your work.
And as a college, your goal should be to educate people and to support the people educating people by not making them have a finals and then a summer semester and then a Maymester in the middle of all of that, and just keep working your people to death.
Work until you're dead.
Work until you're dead. That's we were talking about retirement or something the other day, and I was making it clear to the kids I probably never will get to retire.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same boat. Becky, I think, has been better with her retirement savings.
Yeah. I've got retirement savings, but it's not going to be anything close to what I'll need.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I can do what the old timers did. Sack groceries at fucking Roach Brothers up the street or something like that. And sneak nips into my little pockets and drink while I'm in the job. There was when I worked at Hannaford's, there was
that's
so
what the
many
old guys did?
So many old guys, and like when we switched from being Shop and Save to Hannaford's, we had different shirt, or not shirts, but
smocks.
You had a smock. You had a smock when it became Hannaford's, but it was this weird green jacket, and he would not stop wearing that green jacket.
Because
years. after we
because that's where the
but he
hooch
was
was
like
in.
he was like 80 something years old. It's like, so the front end supervisor goes like, hey, you should wear your apron, and he was like, no, I'm gonna wear this. I don't want to wear a fucking apron.
Oh, poor old man.
Yeah, well, he wasn't. He was having he was a good time shooting the breeze with everybody that came in through and drinking some nips on his 15-minute break. So
I like to drink some nips or drink from some nips. And also,
so what else does he say in his email?
Also, writes Brian. Also, I wanted to address some things. First, a while back, Chris said that the Sandman is the epitome of crappy art. The Sandman is not the epitome of crappy art. You are empirically wrong about this. A real New Warriors fan would understand this. I think you should apologize to everyone for lying. I would apologize to everyone for lying if I were lying, but the Sandman is the epitome of crappy art. I can't believe that shit was published, especially in the era that it was published. Because if you look at the era that... you know what? I can believe it was published in the era that it was published because it was probably published by proto-hipsters, right? Because everyone in the industry at that point, right? Not hipsters, because I don't think we had hipsters until after.
No, there was hipsters before like we were born.
Okay, all right. So hipsters. These are
There aren't
late
like Proto
80s,
Man like before Mega Man.
late 80s, early 90s hipsters who looked around the comic book industry and saw all the good art that was out there, and they're like, you know what? We got a thing here in this Neil Gaiman. He can write. But just as a fuck you to the entire industry, we're going to hire the worst fucking artists we can and put them on this book. Because everywhere else, good art. Here, ugh. And we got Neil Gaiman. We got the best writer in the fucking industry, but we're going to put...
Didn't he get stuck in a treasure chest?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Did he?
You can let them go over your head.
Okay. Yes, he got stuck in a treasure chest.
No, that doesn't need to be a yes and. You can continue on with your thing. That was just like
So, Brian, I will not apologize because I am right. I am not lying. And I am a real No Warriors fan.
Not lying.
Second up, I bought a house around the same time as Steve, writes Brian. And yard work has been a thing that I have to do all the time. How do you feel about weeding?
We haven't been very good. If you look at our backyard, it's Dandelion City.
Let me do that. All right.
You don't need to actually
take me down to the Dandelion City where the grass is green and the dandelions are pretty.
We need a rototiller for the garden because the mint is also taken over.
I don't think it's Dandelion City out there. I don't think Axl Rose would sing a song about that.
It's not bad. Becky did a little bit of mowing last weekend. Okay. And then the weekend before that, we had a couple of branches down from the winter. Yeah. And Becky kept on assuring me that her dad was going to come by to saw them.
And did he?
No.
Oh.
So I took the handsaw that we have in the shed and I cut up the tree.
I remember that was the weekend that we hung out.
Yeah, and that was the day. Like your brother was doing yard work in your backyard, and we had done yard work and. She did a lot of raking so we could mow which was last weekend.
Yeah.
And we did the front yard because the backyard's less important as far as people driving
curb appeal.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're really trying to sell the house.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it's not that you're trying to sell the house. You're trying to sell the idea that you are the neighbors that everyone wants to know and get to know and bring over fruitcakes and
I don't want a goddamn fruitcake.
Oh, that's right. You can't have a fruitcake.
Yeah. Although we've been watching lots of the British baking show Masterclass.
Why do you do this to yourself? You're not having any carbs, gluten, whatever you're not having, and you're watching a baking show.
I like watching baking shows,
but that's got to be torture.
It's not torture, and it's something that can really show that you have self-control.
Oh. Okay.
So you could say that most guys like having sex.
Yes.
They like
having sex with somebody.
With somebody.
Yeah.
Some don't at all, and more
that's
power
okay.
to them.
Yeah.
But those
is more
folks,
for the rest of us.
like they could watch a show with like, you know, tits or abs or, you know, butts and balls or whatever they're into,
right?
And not feel that they need to go out and fucking like fuck the next person they see.
I think your argument here is flawed. I think the better analogy would be if you sent a person in a committed relationship out to a strip club or a sex club or something of some sort where...
Well, a person in a committed relationship shouldn't be in a sex club.
Okay, not a sex club, but they go to...
Although I don't know exactly what a sex club is.
I don't know what it is. I just made it up. Okay, so they go to a strip club.
It's been like so long.
I was trying to just give an analogy and then move on. They go to a strip club. What do they do? They are presented with lots of people that they would find attractive, right? And all of those people that they find attractive are showing themselves. They are consenting to do whatever the person in the committed relationship would like, right? And they don't. Right, so if you're a guy who's attracted to girls, you've got a bunch of naked ladies in front of you who are anything you'd like to do, I'm willing to do it with you.
Here's where it's different.
Because you say no, they're like the cakes.
Wait, stop. Here's where it's different. I'm watching a show where people are baking things. People aren't baking right in fucking front of me.
Okay, all right. So maybe you had the right analogy to begin with, right? So I guess the more appropriate analogy then, let me walk it back, would be that you watch a porno and you don't jerk off, right? You're watching...
Who the fuck would watch a porno and not jerk off?
The same kind of person who would watch a show about baking cakes and not go bake a fucking cake. That's what I'm saying. That's the level of willpower. What I'm trying to say is I'm trying to give you credit here. What you are doing is the equivalent of somebody watching a porno and not jerking or jilling off. You are just watching. I'm just trying to be inclusive here. Not everybody has something they can jerk. So I'm saying props to you that you have that much willpower.
Yes.
Watching the British baking show is like watching a porno.
Sometimes I'll go and get a treat while we're watching it, but it's like the kind of thing that we can have. We can have like some dark chocolate with a little bit of peanut butter. But we can't have a fucking, like croquembouche. So
it's sort of like half jerking off. No, it's jerking off in a different way.
Yeah.
That's
with your other hand.
I've missed this. So that's how you feel about weeding. Also, writes Brian...
We'll probably do some next weekend.
Also, writes Brian, my neighbor's tree fell in my yard and she only paid to have the fallen tree cleaned up in her yard, but not mine. Is that bullshit or am I just being whiny?
If the tree caused damage to your property, then she, I think, might have to do something about it. But since it just landed in your yard,
right?
I think basically... what you have there is a free tree.
Or free wood, because it's a dead tree.
You have free wood.
You have free wood.
Yeah, you have to dry it out, though.
Free woody.
Put it in your shed if you have one.
Speaking of free woody, finally, writes Brian, in relation to Pixar movies, I'm now surrounded by Cars movie toys. What's your favorite Cars movie? Now, I have to say, I can't really answer this.
A little bit of a goof this week with his email.
I can't really answer this because I haven't seen the third one. So
I don't think I've seen any of them.
At this point, the first Cars, the first Cars.
I saw Planes with Dane Cook.
That's a Disney Toons movie. That's not even a Pixar film.
Okay, well, I saw that the first of two at a drive-in once.
Not Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, or Planes, Trains, and no. What the hell is that second one called? Fire and Rescue.
No, it was the first one.
It was the first one. It was just plain old planes.
I shit trains.
Do you shit trains?
Yeah, sometimes. My poops have been less regular since.
Since doing the keto
there's been
keto.
days where like I don't poop and it makes me upset because I was so incredibly regular before.
That's troubling, Steve.
No, I mean like one day without pooping. Is
No,
fine.
no, I just mean it's troubling for you. I'm not saying it's troubling like there's
poor
anything.
thing.
You poor thing. I mean, you were pretty proud of your regular poops and then showering after your regular poops.
Yeah, I still do.
I'm so sad. I'm sad for you. Brian closes his email with I'm a little concerned. Brian's email, it's like it fades out here. It says, "I don't feel so good," and the "so good" starts turning gray, and then Brian's name goes from light gray all the way to white. It just disappears, like as if he was being turned into dust or something.
Yeah. We could talk about that another time. I want to hear about tomorrow.
we could talk about that another time.
I want to hear about yesterday.
Yeah, so...
Because as much as I want to talk about Infinity War, like...
we got to find out if Brian blinked out of existence here. It was like...
I'm assuming he saw the movie because he knows what the...
Yes.
He saw he was very into spoilers.
Yeah, I don't feel so good. Yeah, he's...
poor Petey.
Poor Petey. I'm sorry, Mr. Stark. Yeah, but we'll talk about that next time because you want to hear about yesterday.
I do.
Yesterday, as I said, I did something even more impressive than riding 18 miles on my bicycle.
Yesterday and yestermay.
Yesterday and yestermay.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
I yesterday and yestermay. Yesterday and yestermay. Do you want to take any wild guesses as to what?
I know exactly what you did, but so just...
God damn it! You're supposed to pretend. Yesterday.
Tell the audience. I already know.
How do you know, Steve? We haven't talked about this.
I glanced at Twitter yesterday.
Oh. That's how you would know. I did tweet a lot yesterday.
Well, what else were you going to do?
What else was I going to do? Because I was... Steve, I got to tell you. I got to tell you. So I... had two things to do yesterday, and I only did one of them because the first of them took a very long time, and I'll explain a little bit more about that. But so a couple of weeks ago, on the last day of classes, my students were asking me if I was coming to graduation. And I said, I never go to graduation. I didn't go to my graduation. I haven't gone to any of the graduations in the years that I've been teaching. It's just not a thing that I do. I've never been a full-time professor. I'm now a full-time staff member, but staff members don't generally go unless they're volunteering to help out. I was like, I'm not really going to go. But then there was reason to go. And the reason to go was that Mr. Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails announced that he and the band were going on a North American tour.
At your college?
Let me explain, Steve. They were going on a tour, and they were going to do something a little bit different this time with the tickets. What they were going to do is they're going to take us back in time and do it the way it used to be done, the way it should be done. In theory, they were going to, instead of selling tickets online with the internet, this thing that we've got, they were going to sell tickets like it was 1992 and make you line up at the box office. Now, that's one thing in the days of Ticketmaster when the box office was many small little box offices all around, including at the Music Mall in Chelmsford, that little tiny blue building.
Yeah,
now it's
a Butcher.
Now it's a Butcher.
Actually, one thing, I think it might be in Chelmsford. It's like right on the line.
It's right on the line. See, I always thought... I mean, it's under the other...
That's where we bought our...
It's under the highway, so once you got under the highway, I always thought that's Lowell.
It's where we bought our microphones when we recorded the first New Sweethearts album.
Sweethearts, the first TNS record.
Yeah.
So anyway, Nine Inch Nails was going to put all of the tickets for this concert tour on sale at the actual venues, in theory, to make sure that actual fans, as opposed to scalpers, got them. Obviously, there were going to be some problems. There were going to be scalpers who showed up anyway. There were going to be scalpers who hired people, just like they used to do at the Apple Store, where the resellers would hire kids to stand in line to buy more and more phones. Obviously, that was going to be an issue. But it was an experiment, and here's where it relates to graduation. They were going to put them on sale yesterday morning. Yesterday morning, at 8 o'clock, you were going to be allowed to line up to buy tickets for the Nine Inch Nails show.
But you couldn't start lining up before 8
you were not supposed to. Yes, that was the rule. Don't line up before 8. And I'm a good doobie, so yeah, that's what I was planning on. But my thought was, okay, so I'll get there at 8. Tickets go on sale at 10. Even if some people don't pay attention to the start at 8 o'clock rule, I'll still have plenty of time to get over for graduation at 12:45. Right? There's no way it's going to take 2 hours to get through the people who are going to show up at 8 o'clock. Right? If I show up at 8 when I'm supposed to, it'll all be good.
Do you want to talk it up a little bit more?
No. So no, I because we're pretty much done here. I don't need to stall anymore. What happened, Steve, instead is that so I had this nice day planned out because I hate the Boston public transportation system. I went and I didn't want to pay extra for parking. I went to my college. I parked there where I already have a parking pass, and I walked. I got my exercise in. I did a nice walk from Cambridge over to the Wang Theater, the old Wang Theater, which is now the Box Center. Don't get me started on that. Why everything?
Ernie Bach Jr. Yeah. Everything you're looking for.
Well, he did not have everything I was looking for, because what I was looking for was a quick-moving line, and Steve, I did not get one. So I walked from Cambridge to Boston, and I was walking up the street towards the Wang Theater, and I did not look left, Steve. This was one of my things. I did not look left as I was approaching the Wang Theater. I just saw a small crowd of people already gathered there at 7:30. And I say, well, we're not supposed to have gathered till 8, but I imagine some people got here a little early. And I said, well, maybe the line's going to take a little while longer. I'm going to go over and use a bathroom. So I saw there was a Panera Bread. I went and I got a cookie. And I used their bathroom because
that's perfect for breakfast.
I'd already had breakfast. This was like I wanted to use their bathroom, so I bought a cookie because you got to be a customer. So then
at least it wasn't an Okie cookie.
And then I crossed the street, and I'm like, there's the people lined up. It can't be too many people because you're not supposed to line up till 8 o'clock. So I get there and I round the corner, and there's more people. A lot more people. And I keep following the line, and there's a lot more people. And then I turn a corner, and there's a lot more people. And then I turn enough corners until I realized that if I had just looked left when I was initially approaching the theater, I would have seen the end of the line, and I could have just gone over there. Instead, I went to fucking Panera Bread, and I went all the way around the building, which was the difference between me being number 474 in line and being about 100 to 150. I asked, because I was tweeting back and forth with people and discovered this. Had I just shown up 15 minutes earlier. So, once we were inside, there were only 3 people, 3 windows open to sell to these hundreds of people. Each person could buy up to 4 tickets for each of the 2 shows. And the people in front of me, all 473 of them, not all 473, a lot of those people were very particular about which tickets they wanted. And so some of them were taking as many as 5 minutes at the window, which meant that to get through a line of 474 people, and there were plenty of people behind me, but to get to me, number 474, took 8 hours of waiting in line, Steve. I waited in line for 8 hours for a 9 Inch Nails
I gotta tell you, back when
8 hours.
Back when Amiibos first came out, I was really determined to get a NES Amiibo, which
I remember that we talked about this on the show.
Yes, it was way back, and it was when pretty early on in Becky and my relationship, and she got me one. I hope she didn't pay too much, like on the secondary market for it. But I was waiting in line for probably 25 minutes, and I'm like, fuck this, and I left.
I waited for 8 hours, Steve. 8 hours. I
was pretty close. I was like,
there was somebody like 30 or 40 behind me who left after 6 hours, and I was like, we could see the box office. I mean, yes, it was going slow, but you just stood there for 6 hours, and now you're gonna get nothing.
Good day, sir.
8 hours. But I got a ticket.
One?
I got 1 ticket, yeah.
Why didn't you just buy 4?
Because then I was going to have to be one of those assholes who was like, I'd like this one. I wanted the best ticket possible because I haven't seen them the last couple of tours, because the last couple of tours that they've been out on, I was broke. I had no money. We were having to move out of our house. It was terrible. And I was like, you know what? This time around, I am going in there prepared to buy the most expensive ticket that is available, if that is available to me. Like, I would have bought the orchestra pit ticket, like front row, for whatever it would have cost. Because I was like, this is my favorite band. I may never see them again. And I still got a pretty good ticket. But I think it was only because I was willing to just be one person. And I could be that one dude in between the groups of like 5, 6 or whatever. Doesn't matter. I need to get into the show so I can dance my butt off and scream my lungs out and have fun.
Yeah, unlike me last year going to Wien or being like, it's 98 degrees out and it's an outdoor show.
This is yeah.
I'm not going.
Yeah, no, I
or it was like, was it last year? Yeah, I think it was last year.
Yeah, but this is Wang Theater. There's air conditioning. We won't need it though because it'll be in the middle of October. So,
you never know.
Middle to the end of October.
Oh, this will be when I'm on.
You'll be in Ireland, and I'll be. Well, maybe I don't know.
You'll be bending raisins.
I'll be bent. Yeah, I'll be bending raisins.
Yeah.
Steve, I think we should wrap it up.
Sure.
I think we should call it a day and let people know that if they would like to email us, like Brian did, they can email us at hot@clarkwoods.com.
Yeah, and if you enjoy the show, go on Apple Podcasts and give us some 5-star review, type a nice little message on there. We'll very much appreciate that.
We already appreciate it.
Or
because you're already doing it.
Or whatever podcast app you use to access the show. Then if there's a way to give us a review, please feel free to give us favorable ones.
Amen.
And forget to give us unfavorable ones.
That's right. No thumbs down, just thumbs up.
We would very much appreciate that. So we're not going to do our Twitters like we have been. If you really want to know our fucking Twitters,
you can follow us on the Twitters. But no, just get in touch. We got to come up with a new ending here because I'm not really doing show notes that much, and we're not really doing the Twitters. But we got to come up with a new way to end the show, Steve. I mean. I don't know what that involves. I mean, maybe it involves you telling a joke and me not getting it, or maybe it involves me trying too hard to tell a joke.
Looks like it's going to rain.